It's Andrew from appspy.com and I've got another great preview for you here today. I am covering Gobtron by Juicy Beast. This title is scheduled to come out on April 1st. Yes, we know, April 1st, but it's not a joke. This is coming out on that date, and players can expect basically a new defense-style title. As such, it sort of comes with all the usual quirks that go with a defense-style title, including unlockable upgradable features. So basically what happens is you'll defend yourself because you are playing Gobtron, and between levels you can spend what's called genetic information, we'll just call it the cash, to either upgrade your weapons that you currently have, your health, or unlock new items. There are 3 unlockable items. You can unlock a explosive sort of snot chunk type thing, a shield to protect yourself from really heavy damage, and a screen clearing burp, which of course is, a good way at sort of keeping ahead of the pace. Now, the main gameplay comes in flicking snot. The usual sort of disgusting sort of thing, but it's fun. Like any sort of physics-based slingshotty type game, you flick backwards to aim a shot that flicks down and grabs them. Now, there is a little arrow, a guide that points down to give you a chance to sort of know where you're going to hit, but there are some little control quirks, including lockups, where you can flick rather quickly, but occasionally the flicking will be locked up for a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if this is a bug or some sort of gameplay feature that I'm not quite understanding as of yet. Also, the explosive snot is really not intuitive. You have to select it by tapping much further away from the nostril than you would have considered, and then you've got to drag down to where you want to aim and let go. None of this is really explained, and there's no reticle or anything like that that comes up to show that you've successfully selected the weapon and where it's going to go, so hopefully that changes in the final release. But otherwise, most of the abilities are quite easy to deal with. The artwork, as you can see, is really clean, very fun, and there's lots of little clever touches like Gobtron's eyes following your finger, which is kind of weird considering that it's almost like this idea that he's the only one that can see your finger influencing his actions. But either way, you do sort of travel through time as well. Gobtron seems to be very, very long living, so you start from caveman times, you move through to Egyptian periods, and then onwards. Unfortunately, I've not actually finished the game yet, but we'll see. So far, the campaign hasn't proven to be too challenging, but it's possible that later levels will kick things up a notch as you try to efficiently use all your abilities. My only really concern is the lack of replay value. Levels can be replayed to earn more points for upgrades, though as I've said, the game doesn't really seem to be slowing down my progression, so it's hard to fathom why I'd need to go back. Without some sort of alternate replayable mode, say quick scaling endless mode with progressive unlocked abilities, stuff like that, or regular updates, you're likely to pick up the game, consume it in a couple sittings, and move on. Still, Gobtron is proving to be amusing, original, and highly entertaining. If Juicy Beast decide to take it to the next level before its release, all the better. As always, feel free to spread the word, hit us up on Twitter at AppSpy, and Facebook under AppSpy Fans. Now, we've got more great reviews coming up before the end of the week, so stay tuned. This has been Andrew with appspy.com. We review, you decide.